Today is Friday the 13th, and I will never forget this day because today I had my first testosterone shot. 25 milligrams intramuscular, right into my left leg. And I feel stable. And I have been theorizing as to what I would feel like when I finally got testosterone in my system. I'm excited for the changes to come, like the lower voice and the body hair and the fat muscle structure and all the things. I'm excited for all of that. I really am. But what I was most excited about is just to feel what my body feels like to have testosterone introduced to it. Like, I know everyone has a little testosterone at least, but to have like more of it, because I just felt like just having it in my system is what I wanted. Like, regardless of all the changes, those are all just like side effects, great, exciting side effects, but I just need it in my system. I just need more testosterone inside of my body. And as soon as I got that shot and I like sat in the waiting room, sort of just make sure I didn't have like allergic reaction to it, make sure like I'm feeling all good and great, and I was. And like when I left the space, I just felt like this overwhelming sense of I am stable. I feel solid as a rock. It's an Arrested Development reference for those of you other nerds out there. And I've been up, what time is it? Oh my god, it's 10 p.m. I've been awake since 5 this morning, and I started work at 6 a.m. and I haven't stopped all day. I had work until 2, and then the emotions of getting this prescription that I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get because there was some drama with the pharmacy the past couple days, and all those emotions, and then the like, oh, I am going to be able to get it. Oh my god, today's the day. Oh my god, oh my god. And then finally the getting it, and then the sitting with it a little bit, and then a little bit of retail therapy because I don't do that anymore with myself, but I was like, today's the day, and I bought myself these fantastic pants. Oh my god, they were labeled Ice Queen in the store, and I'm like, Ice Queen, thank you very much, but like the sheen of them, I don't know, it just got me. So bought myself some pants. And then I'm doing a yoga teacher training this fall, which I am like ecstatic about. This is my second time going through it. I didn't get to finish the first time for body reasons. But I'm so happy to be back, and it's so supportive, and seaweed. It's so good for me. And so I had anatomy class tonight, which ended at like 8:30. So I've just been going, and I still feel so stable. And like shit's pissing me off here and there, and I've really noticed in the weeks coming up to actually getting on T, like my anger is like beginning to get a little bit out of control. Almost, it feels like I've had some real, and like anger I've suppressed most of my life. I think a lot of like female born people or AFAB people probably relate to that. Like anger is no, and like no anger. You can be sad and depressed as fuck and I'll feel all, but you can't have any kind of active emotion about the shit that you're experiencing. So I've really been feeling a lot of anger about a lot of things lately, and I have a lot of outbursts of like, rah! Anger! And since my t-shot, there's definitely things that could have made me angry, and I'm like a little like pissed off at them, but I'm not angry. Like I'm not rageful, I guess. Like I'm not like Hulk, because I was a little bit worried because I started to experience it a bit. I was like, and it still could change, but I think a lot of the rage also comes from like being so close and also not there yet, and like so aware of how uncomfortable in my body that I am a lot of the time. And September changed so much, and I've been so busy, and it's been really good for me because I've been as close to testosterone as I have been ever, but I've also been super embodied and super busy, and the busyness has been really, really helpful because it's been distracting me from how horrible I do feel in my body sometimes, because it's quite constant. Like I consistently feel not quite at home in my body, and I'm feeling more comfortable with my body and being in my body, and I'm loving my body more than I ever have. But also because of the embodiment, I have been feeling the discomfort that I feel existing, which I feel like are like diametric concepts, but they just make sense in me. This is just what I've been experiencing. And so today, getting this tiny little shot in my leg that, like, I was super, all stressed and, it's a shot at the needle. But, like, it was literally nothing. I'm like, oh, this is going to be no problem. I'm going to be able to do this myself. No problem. In a couple weeks, I'll be shooting myself up with testosterone. It's going to be great. I'm excited. But, like, I just feel like I'm not quite so angry or rageful because it's happening. My body's like, oh, thank you. That's what we wanted. That's what we needed. Now we have it. And my brain knows that too. And my brain knows and is reminding my body that, like, we're on it now. We're gonna stay on it. This is every week. A little bit more every week. I'm in it now. And I am so happy. I'm so happy. Like, I just been crying tears of happiness today. And it's funny, one girl in my yoga class tonight asked me how was my day, just at the end of the night. And I was like, it's been a really full day, but a really good day. I had my first testosterone shot today. And she was just like, oh my God, that is so exciting. Like, congratulations. It's happening. You're in it. You're doing it. I was like, yeah, I am. I'm like, I'm so excited. And she was like, it's very underrated to a lot of people, like, how exciting that is. And that really is, like, sticking with me, because I do have people, like, the people who I am closest to in my life, like my family, my immediate family members, my partner that I live with, all have, like, actual reservations about me going on testosterone and me desiring top surgery and just my physical transition in general. And it's interesting because, like, none of them were opposed to, like, my identity as, like, a non-binary person or just outside of the binary or gender fuck, gender full, whatever you want to call it. Like, none of them have any problem with that. But now it's like, now that I'm physically transitioning, it's definitely a problem. And I'm getting met with a lot of silence and increasingly more questions and increasingly more acceptance, which I'm grateful for. But, like, none of them are, like, excited with me in the way that I guess I hoped they'd be. Like, and I didn't know I hoped for that because this is, I don't know, I've never done this before. And what this girl at yoga also said to me was, like I mentioned that briefly to her. I was like, I do have people in my life who aren't quite excited or don't quite get how exciting this is, like how big of a day this is for me. But some people do. And she was like, well, that's all that matters. You got to surround yourself with people that do get it. And, like, yeah, and it's not like the people who don't get it don't matter to me. Like, they do matter so much to me. But, like this is fucking exciting. Like, this is, like, it feels like the beginning of my life. It really does. In such a huge, significant way. This is the beginning. It's not a new chapter. It's the beginning of my life. And I'm so excited, and excitement and joy and love is just, like, radiating out of me now. And I feel so stable and I feel so solid. And so grateful and so hopeful. And, like, I can do anything now. Like, and also, like, I was meditating and I just had this, this inner knowing sort of come to me. Like, yeah, I was right. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And I was right. I knew. Some part of me knew. This is what I needed. My body knew. My body told me. And I finally listened and I finally honored it. And this was the right move. I'm one shot in. And I know it. I know this is right. And anybody who tries to tell me otherwise, like, fuck you with love. You know? That's kind of how I feel. Like, you don't have to get it, but, like, no thank you. I don't, you can't tell me anything. And a big theme that's coming up for me right now is body sovereignty, which I've never, ever understood until, like, yesterday. This idea of my body is my body. And, like, that's it. I decide what happens to my body. I decide what my body needs and how it engages with the world, and like that's me. Only I can decide that. Only I know what it's like to be in my body, to have the experience of my body. I know best what's right for it. And I think that's something that I'm so angry and rageful and frustrated about in the world, is people trying to tell other people that they know their bodies better than they do. That was a lot of theying. Which even as a they, them, theying can get very confusing very quickly. Let me just try to rephrase that. People love to tell people what to do with their bodies without knowing what it's like to be in them. And the reality is only you know what's best for you. Even if you don't know, some part of your body does. Like, and I think part of the journey of life is learning your body, how to read your body's signals, how to be inside of it, you know, how to listen to it, the wisdom that we hold in these things is insane. Absolutely insane. You ever heard of a little thing called intuition? That's body wisdom. It is. It's phenomenal. And, you know, I have a book, actually. I'm gonna book it. Okay, wrong book. I've got a lot of books because studying now. But a book that a friend of mine from childhood sent me. You're not going to be able to read it properly, but it's called Your Body is a Revolution by Tara Tang. And I've definitely thrown this book across the room a couple times because of feelings. But it's an excellent book because it's all about, like, your body is a revolution. Like unpacking, specifically more in the Western world, you know, what it's like to be in a body and the ways that we're told not to embody ourselves and the ways that we're told to stray from our wisdom and our intuition, and told to hate ourselves and dissociate from things. And like it's pretty phenomenal, the like web of lies that has been spun, that I've been a part of my whole life, and so many people have. And this is just a really great book with like practical exercises and great quotes and excerpts and opinions and thoughts and experiences and stuff. Just all about how to like repair that relationship with your body and get back into it and know that your body is full of wisdom and wonder. And like, this is how we experience the world. My consciousness would not be able to experience the world in this way without this body. So like, I'm grateful for it. I gotta treat it like it deserves to be treated. And sovereignty is a huge piece of that. I literally didn't even know what it meant. It feels like I've been picking these pieces up, and then all of a sudden it was like, bam, I found the word or the term, body sovereignty. And now I'm like, oh, I get it. And I'm just in the beginning of getting it. Like, I just got it right now. So I'm going to be like learning it and practicing it and trying to embody what it means to understand body sovereignty from now forward. Like, I'm an infant in understanding body sovereignty. So I've got to give myself grace for that too. And grace for this new journey I'm on with testosterone. Like, a lot's going to come up. I know it is. I don't know what is. I can't possibly know. But I know in my gut, in my heart, in my soul, in every part of, every cell of me that I'm making the right decisions for myself. I'm on the right track. So to any trans babies out there who are interested in hormones or not, or surgeries or not, or whatever your deal is, just know that you know. And only you know. And please take the time to get into your body, because that's how you'll know what's right for you. The more you're up here, the more pros and cons lists you're creating, the less you're actually in your body. That's just your mind spinning. And the mind can spin and wander, and it loves to come up with things that aren't even true. Mine does that literally all the time. But if you can bring it from up here down into here, then you'll know. I promise you will. I promise. And I also promise that being your most authentic self won't ever fail you. Sometimes it might feel like it will, but in the long run, it will never fail you. Okay? And I love you, and I'm proud of you just for existing, trans or not trans, whoever's watching this, like you're alive. You're doing it. And like, you couldn't be doing better. Seriously. Could just for the plain fact that like you're here. So much love. Friday the 13th, motherfuckers! Good luck.